Could a regional conflict truly spiral into a global conflagration? What happens when a nation under pressure issues a direct threat that echoes across continents? Before we continue, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in US politics, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow. We're talking about a seismic shift in international relations, stemming from a direct warning issued by Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps. According to reports from Iranian state media, this powerful military entity has sent a clear message to both the United States and Israel: any further attacks on Tehran will ignite a conflict that will extend far beyond the borders of the Middle East. This statement, made on a Wednesday, marks a significant escalation in rhetoric and a potential indicator of future actions. The context behind this warning is crucial. Iran claims that its full arsenal was not expended during a previous US-Israeli air campaign that began in February. This assertion implies that Iran possesses capabilities and reserves it has yet to deploy, suggesting that a future confrontation could be significantly more intense than what has been witnessed thus far. The IRGC's statement is not just a defensive posture, it's an offensive declaration, aimed at deterring further action by painting a picture of widespread, unpredictable consequences. Let's break down what this means. Firstly, the threat of the war spreading beyond the Middle East is a chilling prospect. It suggests that Iran is prepared to retaliate in ways that could destabilize regions far removed from the current focal point of tensions. This could involve targeting assets, allies, or interests of the US and Israel in other parts of the world, potentially drawing in new actors and escalating the conflict exponentially. Who is affected by this? The immediate implications are for Iran, the United States, and Israel, of course. However, the ripple effects are global. Nations that are US allies, or those with significant economic or strategic ties to the region, could find themselves inadvertently drawn into the conflict. Think about global supply chains, energy markets, and international shipping lanes, all of which are vulnerable to disruption in the event of a wider war. The global economy could be thrown into turmoil, and the risk of miscalculation and unintended escalation rises dramatically. The possible outcomes are stark and unsettling. On one hand, this bold warning could serve as a genuine deterrent, forcing the US and Israel to reconsider any immediate plans for further military action and instead pursue diplomatic avenues, however challenging they may be. On the other hand, it could be interpreted as a sign of Iranian desperation or a prelude to preemptive action, leading to a further tightening of the noose and an increased likelihood of an Israeli or US strike, which Iran has now vowed to answer with a global response. The phrase "spread beyond the Middle East" is particularly loaded. What does Iran envision? Are we talking about cyber warfare targeting critical infrastructure in Western nations? Are we talking about proxy forces being activated in new theaters of operation? Could it involve attacks on US military assets in distant locations, or even more direct confrontations? The ambiguity itself is a weapon, designed to sow fear and uncertainty. The US political landscape is also deeply impacted by this. Any administration, regardless of party, faces immense pressure to respond to such a direct threat to national security and global stability. Decisions made in Washington will have immediate and far-reaching consequences, not just for American lives and resources, but for the entire international order. The stakes are incredibly high, and the potential for a misstep is amplified by the gravity of Iran's warning. This situation demands careful analysis and a clear understanding of the geopolitical chess game being played. Iran's statement is not to be taken lightly. It's a clear indication of their resolve and their willingness to escalate, raising the specter of a conflict that could draw in multiple nations and have devastating consequences for the entire planet. So what do you think about this? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one. The world is holding its breath, waiting to see if this warning will be heeded or if the path to a wider conflict has already been set. We will continue to bring you the latest updates and analysis on this critical developing story.